Neil, back to you.
Thank you very, very much. I do want to get a read from the Hillary Clinton folks because she lost tonight. Lady Lynn de Rothschild. I love that. Lady Lynn de Rothschild. She's royalty. She's royalty. Democratic royalty at that. 8 years ago, milady, you were, arguing about how Barack Obama was stealing that nomination from your candidate. 8 years later, she's in the fight of her life against Bernie Sanders, but with markedly better odds, Wisconsin notwithstanding. What do you think?
Well, congratulations to Bernie Sanders for winning tonight. I think that's what we expected would happen. In terms of the delegate count, Hillary Clinton is still further ahead of Bernie Sanders than Barack Obama ever was against Hillary. So fingers crossed, we're going to fight in every state. We got California, New York, New Jersey coming up. And even as of tonight, Hillary has won 2.5 million more votes than Bernie Sanders. So the Democrats are really coming out for Hillary, and we're very appreciative of that. And it's been so interesting to listen.
Would you ask Bernie Sanders to step aside?
I wouldn't do that. I think that's up to Bernie Sanders. And what I would expect is that when we get to the convention, if indeed Hillary has won, that he will be as gracious with Hillary as Hillary was with Barack Obama.
Are you concerned, though, that the longer he stays in the race, the more difficult it is for her to sort of quasi-pivot back to the middle?
No, I think that the Democrats are such a contrast with the Republicans in terms of the kind of race that we're running that I think it's fine. It's great that Hillary's got a debate coming up. She can talk about policy. I heard earlier in the show you talked about Bernie Sanders' totally disastrous interview with the Daily News editorial board where he says things and he has ideas, but he doesn't know how to implement them. And I really hope...
She says some memorable lines, too, but you think she's faring better in that regard, right?
Well, we know that Hillary Clinton is a problem solver, and we know that Hillary Clinton has policies that you can agree with them or disagree with them, but they add up.
So you don't think any of this investigation, the emails, amount to much? I mean, some of the Sanders folks have been telling all of us on various shows that's why he's sticking this out, because he's waiting for her to go kablooey.
I hope he's not doing that. If he's doing that, shame on him. He is the person who said that America doesn't give a damn about her emails.
The FBI might.
I hope that, look, the FBI is looking at the question of classification. Let's wait till that's all over. I know the Republicans are waiting and hoping against hope that she'll be indicted, but they've hoped for lots of things that haven't happened to bring her down. Let's look at her policies.
Do you worry, though?
Let's look at her character.
Do you worry that, yeah, Donald Trump has very high negatives, but she has very high negatives. So, I mean, and I think 52 to 55%, that's the worst negative reading of a Democratic candidate since George McGovern, and that didn't end well.
Well, you say she's got high negatives. She's still winning with every demographic, with women, with minorities, with people all across the country, every income.
Not with 18 to 34 up to 44 years old. That youth group, she's not. That's a problem.
She does win against Trump.
She
does win. She does win, and I really do hope that the Bernie Sanders supporters will look at what I thought Governor Cuomo said something very good last night. He said, we don't need policies that sound good. We need policies that are good and sound.
Lady Lynn,
and that's what I think she has.
It's Liz Klayman. Nice to see you.
Hi, Liz.
Hi.
Great to see you.
Great to see you. Look, some people say on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton has this thing won. Her delegate count is much closer than Bernie Sanders' delegate count. But what does this string of wins that Bernie Sanders has under his belt now doing to the psychology of her side of the campaign? Can you give us some insight?
Remember, his string of wins have been in small states that have caucuses. So 24,000 people go to a caucus in Idaho, and they caucus for him 50-something to 40-something. But in terms of the number of people who've gone to the polls, she's gotten 2.5 million
Yeah,
more
I get
votes.
But
so people are
you can't
going out
discount,
for her.
You can't
but we have
discount the
this crazy
psychology of this at that point. So I'm just wondering, you know, at the campaign headquarters in Brooklyn here in New York, what are they talking about right now?
Liz, what they're talking about is what are the policies that are going to bring this nation together. What we're really worried about is not the horse race, but this is really about the soul of this country. We have to be the greatest country in the world, and the world has to see us that way. And we are not doing a lot of dignified campaigning.
Lady
so
Lynn, let me
that's what I think people are really worried about on our side.
How does a socialist, it's Charlie Gasparino here, how does a socialist actually compete in an American party? I mean, doesn't that say something about Democrats right now? You can say all you want about Trump. A socialist is actually competing in the Democratic Party.
Well, I know what you mean, and I love Lindsey Graham's comment. He said that Bernie Sanders went to the Soviet Union for his honeymoon and he never came back.
No, but why is that appealing? Why is it so appealing to so many Democrats these days? Communism? They like commies?
Well, I do think that Bernie Sanders has done a great service by really focusing on the very bad problem we have of inequality. And I think that it's not only Democrats that want to see an answer to that. And the truth is that Hillary Clinton, on our side of the aisle, has the better answer for inequality.
Yeah, but in your party, the answer is Cuba right now. According to a lot of people.
Not.
That's why they're voting for Bernie Sanders. They want what they give.
Are voting for
That's why they want the economic system that has failed all over the world, and it's
all right.
And it's
no, I don't think it's about this system. I think it is about being really angry with the establishment, worrying about crony capitalism, and I think
she's
this is
the
an
establishment.
anger.
She's the establishment.
Your candidate's
She's
the
the crony
establishment.
capitalist. I have a quick
Lady,
question.
you're the establishment.
Lady Lynn, it's Kennedy. I have a very quick
I'm
question.
a rebel. I'm rogue.
When Secretary Clinton...
You're royal rogue.
Royal rogue.
When Secretary Clinton is indicted and she drops out of the race, will her committed superdelegates shift to Bernie Sanders, or will the party back someone else completely?
Yeah.
You mean, how about if we ask when the spacemen come out of sky and they walk down Fifth Avenue naked, what will the Republicans
if you
do?
had the spacemen had federal judges overseeing two separate FOIA lawsuits, and the FBI and federal prosecutors, if they were all simultaneously investigating the spacemen, that might be an effective move. Thank you.
But lady, when I heard you said you were going rogue, it's just such a weird image, you know. I'm not as Helen, I'm not going to...
I am not the establishment.
All right.